Is kissing someone else who isn't your partner always cheating? I'd love your calls on this one. 0207 862 2222. I'll speak to you in just a moment. We're asking this, of course, after the story about McFly star and I'm a Celeb winner Danny Jones, who was filmed seemingly sharing a drunken kiss with TV personality Maura Higgins, despite the fact that he's married. The pair were seen together after the Brit Awards, and Maura has reportedly told friends she feels stupid for the drunken kiss. She says there's nothing going on between the pair. Danny and his wife Georgia are said to be fighting through it. So do you think it's fair to say that sometimes a drunken kiss is just that? It's not a big deal. It's nothing more than that. Andy, what do you make of this?
Well, I think I'm about to be attacked by a legend, actually. You're going to jump from your chair and throttle me for saying this. But I remember when I came off Big Brother in 2016, and while I was on that show, my fiancée at the time had been caught by the tabloid press playing away in a romantic liaison with another man. Oh. And I remember when I came out of the show, there were paparazzi flashing their cameras, and I had to be taken round the back of this wall into this dark area, and the psychiatrist or the psychologist said, I've got some terrible news for you. You should know this before you go out and meet your family and friends. Your husband or your fiancé has been caught cheating on you. And I just shrugged. I said, well, I've been in this house for 8 weeks. What do you expect? Like, no one thought to check with me, by the way, what are the rules in your relationship? I didn't care.
Did you have an actual, sort of formal arrangement with him that...
Not really. I just understood.
Anyone you liked?
I just understood the situation. I didn't fly off the handle about it. And I think that, what we're talking about here is something much less. We're talking about a peck. We're talking about a momentary kiss. Mm-hmm. I just think, is everyone okay? Like, what's wrong with heterosexual people? Is it so bad that it justifies this huge response? I kind of just don't really understand the drama. I just want to say that
this kiss that we can see behind us, this kind of lovely silhouetted couple kissing, that is not Danny Jones and Maura Higgins.
People go out and get drunk and have a smooch, Vanessa. People have a smooch when they've had a few drinks.
Albie, would you be as unbothered if your partner were to smooch with somebody else?
I think I would probably be quite upset about it. I think varying different relationship types, lots of people have open relationships, it's perfectly fine. But if you're not in an open relationship, if you're in a monogamous, committed relationship and your partner kisses someone else, whether or not it's blown up and goes around social media and goes on traditional media as well, lots of people feel quite upset by that. And I've had that happen to friends before. I've had it happen to members of my family before. Luckily, it's never happened to me, not that I know about it. Maybe I'll find out now. But it is something that people get upset about. Andy's right to say some people have got different rules. If that's a rule that you've set, that you're OK with people kissing other people or maybe doing more than that, then that's fine. If that's not your rule, you're perfectly entitled to be upset about that.
And Andy, some people will say, a kiss, just remember this, a kiss is still a kiss. Yes. But I never know what that means. A kiss is still a kiss. What does that mean? Is a kiss significant? Does it show just lust and desire, or does it show affection and love, which lots of people care about much more? Some people don't mind somebody desiring someone else, but they don't want them to fall in love with someone else. Is it tender? Is it special, intimate, romantic? And if it is, you don't want anybody you love doing it with anyone else, do you?
I think men and women are much more relaxed around each other now in that sense as well. And that just, a peck on the cheek or a quick kiss doesn't necessarily mean that you're having an affair. I think if you're up against a wall with your tongues in each other's mouths, then, and you're in a very strict monogamous relationship, then fidelity needs to be talked about. But I think if you're just having a quick, brief peck on the cheek and you make that the end of your marriage or the end of your relationship, I would say there might be an issue.
Which has been inspired by the Danny and Maura alleged kiss. I think it was a little more than just a peck on the cheek. I don't think it was a full tongues down the throat, lengthy grapple against a wall either, but I think it wasn't. Nobody could think that it was just a peck on the actual cheek, because if it had been, you could have said it was a kiss of greeting, a fleeting, nothing much. It was a little bit, I think it appeared to be anyway, a bit more than that. So anyway, don't go anywhere, because we are taking your calls on this after the break. Let's get straight to your calls on kissing people who are not your partner. Think there's anything wrong with that? Get them in now, 0207 862 2222. Let's go to Rob in Devon on this one. Now, Rob, you've had experience as not just the person who's been cheated on, but also you've been the person cheating too, haven't you? So where do you stand on the kiss? Rob?
It depends what sort of kiss it is.
So describe the kind of kiss that's OK and then describe the kind of kiss that's not OK.
A peck on the lips is OK, I think.
A peck on the lips is OK?
Yeah, just a little peck on the lips is OK. That's not cheating. But open mouth, that's obviously... That's not cheating, but it's just... It depends what age you are. There you go. It depends what age you are.
Why, what's it got to do with that? What's the age got to do with it?
When I was younger, if I got a kiss off a girl and she started opening her mouth and stuff like that, I would take that as a signal of it's sort of fair play.
Right.
But now I'm older, more experienced, and realise it isn't. So it depends on what sort of kiss it is, really.
But the kiss on the lips, what's the kind of justification for that if you're in a relationship with someone else? What are you kissing someone else on the lips for? And, you know, especially if... I know, your other half might end up finding out.
If you're out on work do and you've all had a little drink and you're a little bit loosened up, that sort of thing, it don't mean you're going to cheat on your partner.
Tell me about the difference between being the cheater or the cheat and being cheated on. It feels very different, doesn't it, when it's the other way round?
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it does.
Tell me about that. Describe it to me.
Cheated on. I think you need to be cheated on once in your life. Or when you're young, you need to do these things. TV, sorry, my daughter's trying to butt in.
What does she want to say? What does your daughter want to say?
She's too young, really. Yeah. What was the question again? Sorry.
I said the difference. Don't worry. I said the difference between being cheated on and cheating, and you said it's very, very different. Nice to talk to you, Rob. Let's go to James in Caerphilly. Hello, James.
Hi.
So, is kissing somebody cheating?
Yes.
And why are you so adamant? Because you heard Andy saying, it's only a kiss, there's nothing to see here, nothing to react to, no big deal at all. Why do you say so definitely that it is cheating?
Because it's a signal of infidelity that's about to take place. There's no such thing as a drunken kiss. That's only because you've had a few drinks and you've had the guts to do it. It's a signal that of things to come, shall we say. And Rob from Devon, I bet he was a boy in his past.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds like he was a busy boy. But let's just check this with Andy. So James says it is a sign that you're going to cheat with that person. Or maybe,
That's right.
Maybe that you just really want to and would if you got the chance. It's not just an accident, is it?
Or maybe people are just flirty and enjoying each other's company. I think it's about communication, isn't it? If in your relationship you're lying to each other, then yes, there's a lack of fidelity there and you're hurting each other and making fools of each other. That is hurtful and that should be the end of a relationship. But actually, if you're people who can kind of enjoy each other's bodies and talk about your attraction to other people and be relaxed about it, and you end up having a snog with someone at a wedding or something, I just don't think it's the end of the world.
Let's bring Albie in. Albie's laughing his head off it.
I could not imagine a situation worse than taking my partner to a wedding as a +1 and then them getting with one of my friends. I honestly think that's possibly the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Have you ever met a bridesmaid?
I can't believe that you'd be so relaxed about that.
I think most of my girlfriends would be disappointed if they came back from a wedding and they didn't kiss half the husbands there.
Though. Gosh,
Oh, I don't know who you're mixing
Andy.
with, honestly, Andy. I really,
great
really
fun.
don't. Let's talk to Ronnie in Kent about this. Ronnie, what do you think? Is kissing cheating?
I think a quick, the French quick kiss on either cheek is fine. And I think it all went on before COVID and then we all backed off and now it's all starting again. But I think a lip kiss, whether it's the full on or quick, I think is not on if you're in a relationship. Cheeks are okay, but lips are out.
OK, let's imagine, I don't know if you have a partner or not, but let's imagine somehow or other somebody on these smartphones that we have welded to our hands at all times filmed your partner kissing somebody. It was on the lips, probably not a full, deep, full-on, full-throttle French kiss, but it was on the lips, and you get to see this film, this evidence. What would you do? Would it be a deal breaker for your whole relationship, or what would you do as a result?
It wouldn't be a deal breaker, but I'd want a very firm chat that it was, and it depends who it was as well.
Like if it was your best friend or your sister or your mum, not so good, obviously. And let's imagine that your partner says, "Oh, Ronnie, I was a bit drunk, we were a bit merry, there's absolutely nothing going on, I don't want anything to go on, I'll never do it again." Would you say, OK, fine, or what would you do?
Well, that's the answer I would expect, actually.
Exactly.
I think I would let it go, but if it happened too often, I wouldn't be happy.
Too often? How many more chances would you give? Wow. Some people are very easygoing. Let's go to Sue in Staffordshire. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
Hello. Is a kiss a deal breaker?
No, not necessarily.
So tell me why not, or when it's okay.
I think you can give anybody a kiss. No, I mean you can have a drunken, go out have a drink and have a drunken snog and probably forget about it the day after.
And you feel the same if your partner would do it? I realise if you're having a drunken snog, that's absolutely fine. But what if it's your partner doing it?
I don't think I'll be very happy. But
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? This is the thing. Sue, at least you're very honest. Thank you for that. It is very different if it's you, isn't it? Because if it's you, you just think, it didn't mean anything. I was drunk. It was nothing. But if it's your partner, it's totally different, isn't it?
I think that's the core, isn't it? It's the difference between you being the cheater and you being the person that's being cheated on.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a lot worse to be the person that's being cheated on rather than being the cheater because something bad has happened.
Great. No, but it's great. Think about it this way. If you catch your partner and they've kissed someone really good looking, the next time you see someone really good looking, get in there.
But what if you don't want to because you're in love with
You've
your
got a free
partner?
pass. There are some really good looking people in this world.
some people-
And it's nice to kiss
Take
them.
any moral lessons from Andy West. Absolutely not. Do not try this at home. You could wreck all the relationships in the whole nation. Ignore what he says. Don't do this. Everyone should behave beautifully. Do not kiss any strangers. Thank you so much to Andy and to Albie. Thank you for all your fabulous calls today. Alexis Conran will be here instead of Jeremy at 9:15 tomorrow morning. And I'll be back at the same time, same place. Until then, have a fabulous afternoon. See you tomorrow. Lots of love.